Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now I've got another video for you today and it's going to be a first impressions video. I've never done one of these, so bear with me. If you like the content, let me know. If you want me to do more stuff like this, let me know. Simba is one of my favorite Disney characters, so I'm super pumped, and I just really want to get stuck into his kit and share that with you and get your thoughts as well as share my own. Now this video will also include footage because Simba is now a boss on one of the new chapter levels. We have chapter 8 now in the game and Simba is a boss on chapter 8.4, so I wanted to give some gameplay and my impressions of his kit in action. I will do a lot of testing once he's released and I will probably wail on him because, as I said, one of my favorite characters. But in any case, let's jump into his kit and his model. I do want to say I am really impressed with both. Now here he is. It looks like they've made him really bright and beautiful. It looks like Simba is basically peacocking, but I really like the design here and he just looks pretty awesome. So you can see here we have his Astral 10 maxed out stats and it looks like he's got some really good attributes here, to be honest with you. He's got 10k health. Now I think only Oogie is higher than him here, and he's got 9k on defense, which seems about right for a tank. 5k offense is also pretty good for a tank. I think that's more than Oogie, and you know the focus is fairly standard. Now if we look into his abilities, his core ability is pretty awesome. He is immune to stun, which is amazing because there's lots of characters and lots of minions in this game that stun and just very annoying. What makes him, I think, a special tank is he resists these basic and heavy attacks, which means you can just run into battle into all these melee opponents and he's going to resist some of their big hits. So it makes him a very good frontline tank. You know, not one of these that you don't need to run away. A bit like Genie, and to be honest, he's actually got a very similar kit to Genie, which we will go over in his other abilities. So that's his core ability. Enthralling Flare. Now deals 400% damage to enemies in front of him. Then this is the bit I really like, is that he gains indestructible buff and lures them for 5 seconds. Now if you know Genie's kit, this is very similar to his kit, except Genie does this on his core ability, and he only does it when he loses health at certain thresholds. Once he's down to 75% health, he will go indestructible. Effectively, Simba is able to do this on his special, so this to me is what's going to make him stand out, what's going to make him possibly S tier. And while Simba's lure is active, he's also immune to knockback, except from his special abilities, and he gains 15% armor when hit by heavy attacks or special abilities. So he's going to gain armor, which is amazing. It's what we want to see in tanks, basically. And then finally, when his lure expires, Simba's going to knock back all enemies in the circle around him. So very similar to Genie. Now, if we look at his signature ability, so Strengthening Rays, Simba deals 200% damage to enemies knocked back by a special ability, which is awesome. And he's going to get some attack buffs when he's hit by melee or tank enemies while his lure is active. So another great ability. You can see those attack buffs stacking. Right, so if we quickly look at his talents, the first two are fairly basic. You know, he's going to get some defense and he's going to get some attack, similar to other tanks in the game. Some other tanks might have health instead of the attack though. And then these are the ones that we want to look at and care about, I think, a little bit more for Simba, which is his advanced talents. So when an enemy is attacking Simba, other allies' basic and heavy attacks deal additional 50% damage to that target. So I feel like Simba is going to work really well with another heavy attack melee. I'm thinking aerial, and also, you know, just for the royalty tower anyway, this seems like it's going to be a perfect combination. Then if we look at his solar shielding advanced talent, Simba's going to gain armor at the start of the encounter. Another fantastic ability. I always like having the ability to get armor at the start of battle, just for that extra buffer really. And the amount of armor Simba gains from his special ability is going to be increased by additional 10%, which is always great for tanks to have their own armor increased by some of their talents. Then we look at Blinding Lights. So when Simba's lure expires, melee and tank enemies adjacent to Simba become dizzy for 8 seconds if they are not already dizzy. Now, if we look at dizzy, it's going to affect a target's accuracy. So in these close range battles where Simba's going to be swarmed, it just means that these melees and these tanks are going to miss, which is another great advanced talent. I think it might be a difficult one really to choose between these three, to be honest with you. And then finally, we're going to be looking at his elite talent. This is Luring Vanguard. So each time Simba is hit by an attack from a melee or a tank enemy whilst his lure is active, other allies gain 10% armor. I really like tanks that give armor to allies like Maui does when he uses his special ability. So it seems like when he uses his special ability, he's going to call that lure, he's going to get hit a lot, and he's going to gain a lot of armor. So overall, he looks like a pretty awesome tank for that up close combat. I'm not sure how he's going to do against range. That might be where he falls a little bit short, but we'll have to see with some testing. And last but not least, I'll just explain his traits. So we've got Goofball, which is obviously great for the current Baloo event, and he's royalty and a leader. So he can be used for both leader and royalty towers, which is fantastic. And in my opinion, it will further bump him up these tier lists. So yeah, I'm super excited about Simba. And that about covers it for Simba, guys. I'm gonna just switch very quickly to some gameplay footage just to show you him in action. Obviously, once we are able to unlock him, I'll do some testing. I'll report back as to whether he is actually as good as I think he will be. So this is the mission you want to look at if you want to actually test against Simba. It's 8-4. Okay guys, so here he is. Similar walk in like Scar. I did play deliberately terrible just so I could show you how it worked. Right, here's Maui's attempt at stun, but as you can see, he's immune. Very cool for a tank. Here's his attempt at his first special. You can see it just does a bit of damage, and now it lures, and he's indestructible, so I can't do any damage on him for 5 seconds. It's quite cool. I do like an ability which does knock back, but it's only when his lure expires. Gonna stand in the way again. He's got his lure. And expired, and it knocked me back. So, kind of cool to see. And there you go, I just finished him off. As I say, it was quite an easy battle, but just wanted to show you a little bit of footage of him. And there you have it, guys. So, I think Simba's going to be great. I'm super excited to use him. I think he's going to be great in both dungeon and in tower. He's a little bit like Genie, and you know, Genie doesn't have this spot really anywhere, at least for towers, so he's quite down on tier list. But I think Simba's going to be a little bit similar to him, but actually have his use in towers as well. So I think he's going to be quite high up on tier list personally. I will reserve my full judgment of him until I've been able to test with him, but I think he's going to be great, and I'm excited to use him and share with you guys so you can make decisions whether to invest in him financially as well. So yeah, thank you for watching today, guys, and I hope to see you in the next one.